Alright, so far we've learned the basic pattern. We start with the first quantum level, 1s, then go to 2s, then 2p, 3s, and it'd be great if it kept on this simple pattern. But the problem is it doesn't keep on this pattern here. It gets more complicated. It's just can't be that easy. Why? Because it's chemistry and things aren't that easy. There are two exceptions to this pattern, and those are our remaining two orbitals, the d and the f. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the d and f orbitals and see how they differ from what we've already learned. Okay, the d orbitals, they should first appear in quantum level 3. Remember, we should have as many orbital types as sp, d, and f as the quantum number. So in quantum 3, we should have 3 orbital shapes, s, p, and d. The problem is we don't. What we see that these third level quantum number level d's actually don't get filled up to the fourth quantum number. Let's take a look at what we mean. So here's our periodic table. Right here we should have some d's because we're in the third quantum level, but there's no elements here. So these blocks here actually don't get filled up until we come down to the fourth quantum level. When we fill these fourth quantum level here, these electrons are actually going to be occupying the 3d rather than the 4d. So what that means is that the d orbitals are always one behind when we give them the quantum value. Okay, so the fourth quantum level d's actually fill up the 3d quantum level. So the d quantum number is always one number less than the current quantum number period. So instead of saying 4d, we're actually going to say 3d. Let's look at Mn, manganese. Manganese is going to be in our middle section here. It's D. It's in the fourth row down, fourth quantum level, and fifth one over. But since D's are always one behind, rather than writing 4D5, we are going to write 3D5 because these are actually filling the third quantum level, not the fourth. A little confusing, but once you work with them, it gets pretty easy. Let's take a look at the F quantum levels. F should first appear in the fourth quantum level. But if we look where the F is on the periodic table, it's going to be those bottom two rows that are separate. And those actually fit in, if we were to make a long periodic table, in quantum 6 and 7. Okay, so first should appear in 6. So if we look at the pattern we had for D, these are going to fill up 2 later. So F quantum number is always 2 numbers less than the current quantum numbers. Like D was always 1 less, F is going to be 2. So the 6th level where the F comes in is actually filling up the fourth quantum level. So rather than writing 6F for the first F, we're going to write 4F. Take a look at PM, Promethium. Okay, Promethium, we find it down here at the very bottom periodic table. It's going to be the fifth one in. But instead of writing 6F5, F is always 2 behind, so we write 4F. Look what we see up here above. Okay, we have, instead of writing 4D10, we have 3D10, then 4P6, 5S2. Well, we think it'd be 5D10, but D's are always one behind, so it's 4D10. So question I get is, Mr. J, am I going to have to memorize all these different quantum levels? Am I going to have to be able to go 1S, 2S, 2P, 3S, 3P, 4S, 3D, and so on? The answer is yes, but you don't have to memorize them. What you're going to have to do is to learn to read the periodic table. It's like reading a book. Once you learn how to read it, you don't have to memorize, and that's what we're going to work on in class. So thanks for tuning in to the second part of this video, and I'll see you in class where we'll get a lot more practice on this. Until then, guys, take care. We'll talk to you in class.